Okay, we are just a couple days away from starting this 90-day challenge to reset our minds and bodies. And I would like to talk you through some of my goals and plans that I have for the coming months. And also what I'm doing in the next few days to help make the jump into these 90 days as smooth as possible. Let's go. All right, so as you're getting ready to go into your 90 days, it can be really helpful to think about what you would like to achieve in these 90 days. Knowing that we're going to be working on your mind, on your body, your health, through things like making food changes, through focusing on good movement, on taking care of our mind and stress levels, on incorporating some fasting. What are some things that you might expect or hope to change for you over these 90 days? So take some time. You can pause where you are, and I'll share with you my big goals and what I'm expecting to change over these 90 days. So you can take what you want, make them yours as well, and let's see what we've got. So for me, a big one is reducing allergy symptoms. I have almost a permanently runny nose. Colorado gets me for some reason, whatever grows here. Reducing inflammation all over. I definitely have achy joints. It keeps me from running and moving as freely as I would like. Release excess fat. Definitely lots of padding, as I mentioned in previous videos. I would like to let that go. I've got an Achilles and knee injury right now that I'm doing some physical therapy and working on healing, and I know that when I get into these healing states, that will help. In big term, long-term goals, what I'm really expecting to happen is an increase of energy and mental focus to really feel better in my body. That's going to be kind of twofold. Number one, because my body's going to be working better, and like I'll be getting rid of stuff that doesn't serve it as well. And a lot of this is going to be working on mindset. So just a lot of self-love, putting good things into my mind, helping me feel better in my body overall. Better movement, again, bringing that inflammation down. Good metabolic switching. If you'd like, we can talk more about what that means. Basically, when we take our body into a fasted state, we switch from just burning sugar, the glucose that we consume, to switching fat, especially stored fat in our body. It's key. Another goal is to increase my strength and just look at long-term health and longevity. I heard someone say recently, she's someone who has young children, but one of her goals for her health is that she wants to be a grandma who can hike carrying her grandkids on her back if need be. So that's like, again, she's younger, she's younger than me, has young kids, no grandkids in the picture yet, but that's her goal, is to be able to carry her grandkids, to get to an age and to be strong enough to carry her grandkids up a mountain on a hike. How beautiful is that? So now let's get into some more specific planning. Okay, here we are for my plans, my goals, my to-dos for the next 90 days. Again, if you'd like this put into a list, let me know. Something that can be shared, but otherwise you're welcome to screenshot. If you can read my handwriting, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. All right, here we go. So we've got, hopefully you can see this. It's a little bit down there. There we go. I've got 10,000 steps a day as a minimum. Water, I've got 12 8-ounce glasses. And think about this, if that's kind of like the baseline, the more active I am, I'm gonna boost it up. If I sweat more, I'm gonna boost it up. It's pretty dry here, like always, so I will probably boost that up. But on times that are even drier, like this week, for example, I'm gonna drink more than that. I'm gonna focus on movement snacks. So I've mentioned this before, but what that means is throughout the day, I'm gonna take time to stand like this. If I can, I'm gonna do some squats. If I can, I'm gonna lean against the wall, do some push-ups, or against the counter, do some push-ups, do some tricep dips on my chair. I'm gonna get out just for a long walk. I'm in the office today. There's a big hallway. I can do a couple laps. If I'm on a call, I can get outside and pace, just these small things that you can do, easily incorporate. Go to the bathroom, fill up your water, all these things just to keep your body from getting too stuck and stagnant. Incorporate that. Another priority for me is going to be journaling, especially because some of these times I expect it to get hard with some of these changes I make. So I want to keep pulling my thoughts out and be really clear on keeping my process as front of mind as possible. And really, I'm expecting to kind of uncover some beliefs, some underlying beliefs that have caused me to be in a place where I'm not feeling super great about my body and my health right now. So that's going to be a big thing, as well as journaling on my food. Again, I mentioned this before, I don't intend to track my food and my macros or my calories heavily, but I do want to journal to keep track, to be mindful, aware of what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, when I'm eating. And that said, we'll get a little bit more into the foods in just a moment. Another main priority for me is going to be sleep. Minimum of 7.5 hours every night. I'd prefer that to be 8 or more, honestly, because I know my body's going to be getting into a healing state a lot through these 90 days, and I want to give it as much support through sleep as I can. Sweat every day. Our body has natural ways, through all of this wonderful water we're drinking. It's got a great detox system, both through sweat, through when you go pee, even tears that you shed. Your body has ways of detoxing and keeping your system working as optimally as possible. Sweating every day is going to help. So those are my big goals. And then eating whole, unprocessed foods. So let's get more into the foods. All right, now we're getting into the meat of it. We're going to talk about foods. And again, whether you're a meat eater or not, you make this work for you. And with all the things I've said, you pick and choose what works for you. You're welcome to follow this to a T. You're welcome to mix it up for you. So my recommendation, whatever you do, is make a plan. Make a plan, give yourself a list of activities to do that you can pull from, and we'll work with that. Okay. So whole foods, again, I'm focusing on whole foods, and also no sugar. No sugar. Sugar is just off for me. I am addicted to it. I want to use this 90 days to not be addicted to it. Next is nothing processed in a factory. So that would be, for example, granola at the store. I'm not going to buy granola at the store because that was processed in a factory. If I want to make my own granola, good. It's super easy. I can control the ingredients. I can ensure that there's not sugar sneaking in to that. And I can be sure, I can be, really clear on how clean the ingredients are and make mindful choices to incorporate what I want. If I choose to make muffins or some kind of like a healthy concoction, it will be something I make from scratch, and you can do that too. Super easy. It's too easy to look something up on the internet these days. There's no excuse to not make something from scratch. Okay, big one. I cannot say this enough, because this is something that I am relatively new to as well, is really prioritizing protein. Protein is going to be the hero of this. Protein, especially as we go into fasting times, we want to make sure that we've been giving our bodies enough protein, really fueling our muscles, helping our body build what it needs, getting those wonderful amino acid building blocks. We want to prioritize protein. Most experts recommend about 1 gram of protein per desired body weight. So if your body weight goal is 150, you want to be eating 150 grams of protein. I know that can feel like a lot. Some people have it between 0.8 to 1 gram per ideal body weight. So the other thing is, if you've not been eating anywhere close to that, you want to kind of ratchet it up, step it up. You can be using this time before the 90 days to start stepping that up and just work towards it. Again, this is not biblical. We are not hard and fast rules. Your main job here through this 90 days is just to be listening to your body feel what it needs, tune into what it needs, what doesn't it need, what's not working. And again, if that is too much protein, especially at the beginning, especially for you, those who are plant-based, you're gonna have to be eating a lot of stuff to get to that protein goal. So you might feel a little bit wobbly as you figure that out. Honestly, it's a little bit easier for the people who incorporate animal products, eggs, dairy, meats. So keep that in mind. But you want to start with prioritizing protein. Another thing is really going to help you feel satiated. It's going to help you achieve your goals if your goals are similar to mine. We want to also remember healthy fats. Healthy fats are really important, especially as we're looking to reset our minds, our brain function. We can't, like, our brains really need good fats, also carbs. But we want to make sure we're focusing not on these sugary, not processed in a factory. We want to focus on nature's carbs. So things that are grown in the earth, fruits, veggies, all good. So those are the things I'm going to be focusing on food-wise for the next 90 days. So let's talk about next what I'm doing in the coming days to help make the 90 days a little bit easier. So this is like my on-ramp time. All right, here we go. Let's talk about what I am doing in the days leading up to this 90-day challenge. And for me, where I am, it's the end of October. We've got Halloween coming up. Again, like I mentioned, I like sugar and trick-or-treating and all that. There's so much candy everywhere. But what I'm really trying to do is start being mindful. Yeah, I can eat it, but I'm trying to just really be mindful. Like, don't just grab, the office I'm at, they have it at the front desk. And so my goal is to not just grab it mindlessly. It's like, if I want it, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll have it after lunch and I'll have it close to my meal so it doesn't spike my blood sugar as much, for example. I can start making more mindful choices about what I'm doing in this window and start practicing what it's going to be like more in the 90 days. Of course, the 90 days are going to be a place to learn and grow as well, but I want to use this to start stretching myself a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Big thing is to stock up and clean up. So if you know you're going to be eating more clean foods, what can you get? Think about the foods you can get that are going to set you up for success. What foods do you like to eat? You could start gathering some recipes, have a plan for yourself for at least the coming week. And then you can start to also clean out. If you are like me and you have a family that likes to still eat stuff like corn chips and potato chips, you might feel a little bit stuck. So that stuff is still gonna be in my house, but I have it in a pantry space with a door that can shut. So that's something that is going to help me set up for success. But there are other things I can certainly clean out of the pantry, like just going through old boxes, see anything that's expired, just start with more of a clean slate. So that's something I've been doing. Writing your plans. Again, having this channel, a big part of it is just to hold me accountable and to get the ideas that I have into an actual kind of physical, actual space. So it's not just out there. You want to write down, what are your goals? What are your plans? Are you going to start on November 1st, this Saturday? Are you starting a different time? Write what your start day is, and then look at your calendar. What's 90 days out from that? Can you print out a calendar? If you would like me to share the calendar that I have just a blank calendar that I've printed out for the next 3 months. And I've got that. I'm going to fill it out with my 30, 60, 90 day milestones, mile markers, and fill out things as needed. I'll probably plan out my days, my cheat days. I don't really want to call them a cheat day, but more of like my day, my feasting days, where I'm not going to be worried about following any particular rules. I'm going to be doing those, scheduling those in at least one day a week. Or actually at the most one day a week. If I choose not to do it, then that's okay. That's all part of my plans. Another thing get a buddy, get an accountability buddy, have someone do this with you. I mean, certainly you're doing this with me, and I'm so glad you're here. Also find someone either, through a Facebook friend maybe, or some neighbor, and they can do this along with you. So get a buddy to do this with you. You will be much more likely to find success and someone to help you get through any hard times if you've got that buddy, someone to encourage you, to talk you off a cliff, to talk you through, maybe if you try fasting with me, to help you through that as well. That would be great. And then next thing, have a plan for any bumps. My guess is if you're here, you've tried incorporating healthy habits before and you felt like they haven't stuck or they've been too tricky. So you know what is likely going to trip you up. If you want to pause the video here, that would be a great thing to write down. Like, where do you expect to fail? Where do you expect things to get hard? Where do you expect yourself to back out? And what are you going to do when you get to those parts? How would you coach someone else through those times? How would you coach yourself through those times? What would you want that future you to know to get them through this tough time? And another thing is really think about your why. Why are you doing this? What are your goals? And really bringing them back to their goals for this 90 days and their whys and why they're here. Awesome. So have a plan for your bumps. Again, you can pause and work through that as much as you need to. Also in these coming days, like I mentioned with the candy, the front desk candy, start practicing mindful eating. What can you do to just choose what you eat? I don't know, everyone is a little bit different. If you're going out to eat, maybe look at the menu, and instead of just ordering how you habitually order, just kind of tune into your body. What sounds good? What are you craving? That kind of thing. Start choosing, making conscious choices. That's going to serve you incredibly for those 90 days. So start practicing that now. And then start choosing food. It's kind of the same thing. Basically the same thing. You're going to be choosing food that feels like it's nourishing for you. And again, this goes back a little bit to the stocking up. Make sure you have what you need. Start choosing food. Again, when I really think about that front desk candy, it's like, is that going to make me feel my best? Is it just going to give me a little sugar hit that feels good in the moment? Yeah, probably. So the more I kind of think about it, I kind of don't care if I have it or not. I'm going to focus more on my goals of wanting to reduce inflammation, of wanting to release that excess fat that's stored up. Like these are my goals, and when I come back to them, it's like, yeah, that's going to help me make different decisions. So maybe that'll help for you. And then the last thing I'm really doing is really hydrating. I want my body to feel as good as it can as I start this. So I'm hydrating. I'm honestly not tracking it yet. I'm just kind of always make sure I've got my water bottle with me and I'm taking sips regularly. And I've noticed I've been to the bathroom a lot more than usual, so I must be doing a good job. All right, so that's what we've got for our plans so far. And I can get more into some of the tools and methods I'm using in another video.